Hi everyone and welcome to 16 Figure Focus, and in this video we're going to talk about the two releases coming out of Hong Kong today, the Hot Toys Zombie Hunter Spider-Man and the Dark Trooper from the Mandalorian. Let's get started. So this morning I woke up and I checked Instagram and I see that Hot Toys have announced the 1/6 scale Zombie Hunter Spider-Man and the Dark Trooper. We're going to talk about the two of them in this release reaction video. So this one on screen, we're going to start off with the Spider-Man. So this is the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man and it's from the Disney Plus animated TV show, Marvel obviously, Marvel What If. So it's kind of like, just in case you haven't watched it, it's basically an animated show where they kind of show alternative storylines that could have happened in like different multiverses and stuff like that. I thought the concept was really interesting and I liked the way it was animated as well. I actually really enjoyed it. I'd go as far as saying probably the Marvel TV show that I enjoyed the most because it was just kind of a unique take on it. So we're just going to take a look at some of these photos. The first image there that's behind me here, I think this looks fantastic. I really like the vibrant red, the blue, the silver web shooters is a nice touch, and the silver pieces on the belt here, I actually really like it. It's a vibrant Spider-Man suit. I think even if like people just wanted one Spider-Man in the collection, they could probably go for this because it's very kind of classic suit-esque. It has the classic red and blue, it has the kind of like the black webbing going through this, the red part of the suit, obviously has the, you know, the white eye lens and stuff like that. I actually really like the silver parts, and that comes down to kind of personal preference, I suppose. The cloak, I have to admit, when I first saw this, I was like, God, it's another Spider-Man. It's basically a classic suit Spider-Man, or close to that, a basic version of Spider-Man with Doctor Strange's cloak on. But I hadn't seen What If then. I also hadn't seen, like at the time, this is prior to What If, prior to it actually came out, so I hadn't seen it, and I also hadn't seen No Way Home. So if you think about it, we've seen this twice now on screen, once in that episode of What If, and once for a brief moment in Spider-Man No Way Home, which I'm a big fan of. So yeah, first impressions, this looks good. So again, I really think, I was watching Riley Reviews today. If you haven't actually subscribed or checked out Riley Reviews yet, he's on his way to 500 subs. Definitely do give him a watch. He's usually the first. I almost think that Riley knows that Hot Toys are going to release or announce something before they do, because every time I check out my phone in the morning, if Riley's doing a live stream, I know that they've after dropping something, because then I go to the Hot Toys page and sure enough they've announced or released something. But Riley made an excellent point in his video that the way that they've done the color scheme on this particular Spider-Man, it does look like it's animated, like it's cartoon-esque. It's really, really vibrant. And of course, if you just want one representation for Spider-Man in your collection and you're a big comic book fan, like it does have that kind of, like it's just walked out of a comic book look with the kind of really, really bright colors. Of course, a lot of people would argue that the classic suit would be better for that because, you know, the one from the computer game. But yeah, I do really like this. I initially wrote it off and thought, just another Spider-Man. Spider-Man's now the new Iron Man. They're releasing like basically every single color and flavor of Iron Man these days, and they're doing the same with Spider-Man. I mean, if you combine the MCU Spider-Mans, the non-MCU Spider-Mans, this here, which animated one from What If, the computer games, there's loads of them. The problem is they all look bloody good. So I do like this one, and I have to just reiterate Riley's point that the way with these colors, these really, really vibrant colors, it's definitely it will be different to the other Spider-Mans in your collection, because it does look like it's animated. It does look like it's just walked off the screen. It is growing on me. I'm not going to pick it up though. I know I'm not going to pick it up. From the moment I saw it, I was like, no, what are they doing here? But then it made sense when I watched the Disney Plus show What If, and it made sense when I watched Spider-Man No Way Home. And it is definitely growing on me now seeing the final product images. But I'm kind of Spider-Man'd out. I've got two upgraded suits. I've got the Deluxe Homecoming, the Iron Spider. I've got the battling version on the way, and I'm really, really, really considering picking up the Andrew, the Integrated, and the Toby when it eventually drops, to create that meme scene. So I am a Spider-Man fan. Out of all the comic book characters, I think Spider-Man is the one that I've actually read the source material much, but I'm still not as kind of I'm not as clued in to the comic books as say like Lael or Brendan Riley would be. Pardon. But this, yeah, look, this is all kinds of good. If you're a die-hard Spider-Man fan, you really like What If, it's probably a no-brainer. But yeah, well, I mean, I really like this. I mean, it could represent maybe your No Way Home representation if you want to do that. It could represent the What If you're a massive fan. I mean, this looks really, really good. These photos are really, really good. Again, the kind of vibrant blue and red, the kind of the webbing, even the way they've designed the spider. Like I know a lot of the Spider-Mans, they're similar, but they're not all the exact same. The silver pops here, the web shooters. I just love the contrast here. It's funny, he has like shoulder pads. They look like he's wearing the cloak and the shoulder pads. I don't know, is that like just specific to the TV show? I don't think Doctor Strange has those shoulder pad things. Let me know in the comment section down below. It's a funny pose. This is the Sanctum Sanctorum in the background. Yeah. Look, in conclusion, I'm not going to pick it up. It's not for me. But it definitely grew on me. I wrote it off initially when I saw it on the cloak. I was thinking this is just a cheap shot, a kind of a cash grab. But now it actually makes a lot more sense having seen the show. So yeah, this could very well be like, if you want to pick up Spider-Man, it looks like it's come out of a comic. Just display it without the cape. But yeah, it's not for me. I'm going to take a quick look at the Dark Trooper now. Right, so this is the Dark Trooper, obviously from season 2 of The Mandalorian. I actually really like the design of this. I really like the design of it. And I am a Trooper collector. However, as a Trooper collector, when I think Trooper, I think, you know, a clone or a human in a suit. So it look like armor, like a soldier, you know. And I tend to focus on, you know, original trilogy, Rogue One, The Mandalorian. But this here, I actually really like the designs of this. I was on a stream with I think it was Graham, the Jedi Knights watched the other day, and I said I wasn't picking this up, and I remember Marco making a joke from 165. He was saying it kind of looks like the Rock'em Stock'em robots, and I can't really unsee that now, but I still really like this. I think actually the final product here has me more excited for it than the initial prototype images. I think maybe it's just the way the lighting is done, because these silver bits really pop out. And again, everyone's going to ask if they're die cast, because like K2SO, the K2SO, it wasn't fully die cast, but I think the joints were die cast. So I wonder, are any of these joints die cast? Because that'd be a nice touch as well. The first thing that struck me this morning is when I was looking at these photos that it was these silver parts. I want to know if they're die cast. They really do stand out. The photographer, I think, has done a great job just kind of bouncing the light up here, so that really highlights the parts of this that aren't black. Because it originally, what I remember from when the prototype images that'd be on Sideshow or whatever is, I looked at them and it looked just like a big black robot with red eyes. And of course, you know, with Sideshow, the LED, or sorry, the little button lights, you're going to put those lights in and they're going to die within 5 minutes. So 90% of the time they're going to look like they're dead on the shelf. But the lights look very, very good here. Like, they do look very bright, and I'm wondering, like, I imagine that's a bit of Photoshop. And the lights in the chest, I'm not even sure that the lights in the chest light up. I know that the lights in the eyes are supposed to. I don't know about the chest, but they're lit up here, but that could be a bit of Photoshop. But yeah, the silver bit's really standing out to me. Yeah, as a Trooper collector, I should be gravitating towards that, but I think I've already explained why I don't really necessarily consider this a Trooper. But then again, like the droids are cool. So as far as I know, this guy doesn't come with much either. He comes with like a base, I think 4 to 6 swap out hands and a blaster. Yeah, I'm not ruling this one out. I don't have it in pre-order. I'm not going to rush to pick it up because I genuinely think this is heading to the bargain bin. I genuinely think this is going to head to the bargain bin. And like, I know the Devil's Workshop are having sales now at the moment where things are dropping down to like troopers, good troopers, like the Scout Trooper, the Transport Trooper, the Assault Tank Commander. They're dropping down to like $100. They were like $100 at some stage. I know the shipping was outrageous, but this I think is destined for the bargain bin. And I think maybe if I had a display in mind, like these shots are fantastic. These shots are fantastic. Like I'm very impressed by the photographer here. Even the way that like you have him fully cut out just in the foreground, and then even the background. I know it's superimposed. I know like maybe they just took the photo of the figure and then dropped in the background, but it still looks really, really good. Yeah, that'd be cool. Now I just imagine in the DTOF you could create something like that where the Beskar Mando is there and this guy's attacking him from that scene. Because what I really like about these guys on screen, their like short story arc, was there was a sense of urgency. There was a sense of, how is he going to get out of this one? It wasn't like, oh, he's definitely going to get out of this one. I know he's a main character and you knew that anyway, but there has to be that sense of urgency. And like, he really struggled. This was a great fight scene. It was a kind of a long fight scene, and no matter what he did, he really struggled until eventually they pulled that Sigourney Reaver and blasted him out the escape hatch. And when they came back, I was like, right, they're in trouble now. And then of course it was just perfect when Luke arrived. So I think maybe to recreate this, maybe buy one and with the purpose of posing them together. My point is, how do I display it? Do I just pop it in a shelf on its own? Because I don't know, I just think it would look a bit dead in a shelf of its own. Or do you buy two and, you know, get Moff Gideon and have two of these behind them or something like that? Or do you, you know, you go to the Luke, Mandalorian Luke, and have like the, you know, him fighting one of these, and then have him just after cutting apart the sliced up one that Luke is going to come with. So that's where I'm at, like, you know. But I think this one is the most compelling photo, because it's like, I have the Beskar Mando, and if you picked up this and just had a kind of a nice clever pose, a dynamic of him, you know, in combat with this guy, I think that could be the way to go. But I'm still not picking it up, because everything's getting dropped down. Some fantastic figures are getting dropped down. That Boba Roba 2-pack, which I don't care what anyone says, that scene was amazing. That head sculpt's amazing. That is a great 2-pack, and it might be in the bargain bin now, but as soon as that sells out, well, not as soon as it sells out, give it enough time, like a lot of other 2-packs, they climb in value. I mean, look at Tarkin, Vader, look at Han Solo and Chewie. Those 2-packs are climbing and climbing. And even like the Black Suit Superman and Nightmare Batman, I think that's due for discounts as well. But I think given enough time, you know, they're going to sell out, and I imagine it will start climbing. And I don't even care. I don't collect for. It's not an investment for me. It's just for the love of the figures. But yeah, this one is growing on me. I have to say. I wrote it off initially, and just to be clear, I wrote it off for the reasons I've stated. Otherwise, the lights won't be constantly lit up unless you get a fusion reactor. That could be something. Like, how would I display it? I don't really want to pop it into my trooper display, because I don't really consider this a trooper. I consider this a droid, and that's a bit different. But that photo here, yeah, this photographer is doing some serious enabling. Yeah, because I actually really liked them in the show. Who's the photographer? This photograph, is it CGE Rock? I wonder if they have an Instagram. I probably should know who that is. Yeah, like something like that, because I tend not to use the you know, electricity effects and stuff like that. I think they look too toyetic. I have no interest in them. But I do use the flamethrower effects. I have the Mando here with the flamethrower effect behind me, or the incinerator one. I think they actually look really well. So something like, even like that pose behind me, maybe raise up the flamethrower a bit, maybe pick up a Beskar spear or something like that and have them in front. Yeah, so in terms of these two releases today, it's a pass for me on the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man. But this I'm really considering. Like literally that photo just there sums up I suppose what am I trying to say here? I really like the silver bits. That's what I'm trying to say, because I remember the trooper originally, it's just like a black trooper, and it could be lost on the shelf a bit, you know. But this here, like, hopefully in hand, I'm gonna watch the reviews really carefully, because I want to watch those reviews to see if these silver bits pop as much, or is this really good lighting, because I really like it. Breaks up just the black color. So I mean, if you get a fusion reactor for the eyes, I'm not sure if the chest piece lights up, but get a fusion reactor maybe to light them up, because I think this figure needs it. Like with an Iron Man, a lot of them are so vibrant, I don't necessarily need to have them lit up. With this, I think this would really set it off if you had them lit up constantly. And hopefully those silver bits actually do pop like that. I'm gonna watch the reviews and just with a kind of like a hawk, and then if I'm happy enough, wait for this to bargain bin. It's something I might consider. So not fully sold on it yet, but definitely a lot more intrigued now after seeing these blogger images. Yeah, like this scene was fantastic. Like, yeah. That's kind of funny. I wonder, can you detach it and do that? I wonder, are people actually going to army build? Maybe if this is a small batch and people army build, maybe it won't go to the bargain bin. That's another thing. Yeah, so look, I'm going to leave it there. In conclusion, the Zombie Hunter Spider-Man I think looks great, but it's a pass for me. I have enough Spider-Man. The Dark Trooper, I don't consider it a trooper, even though it's a trooper collector. It's a droid. But I'm a lot more intrigued now with these photos of the final product than I was with the original prototype blogger images. I'm really keen to see say the likes of Justin and stuff like that, and Jetta and whoever else like will have these kind of day one. I'm gonna definitely watch their videos and see what it looks like in hand, because I think maybe this pose with Mando in a kind of a dynamic fighting pose would look great on a DTOF cube. Look, that's pretty much it. If you are a subscriber to the channel, I just want to take a massive opportunity to anyone who's liked any of the videos, watched any of the videos, subscribed to the channel, left a comment, engaged with me on Instagram or on the chat when I do my live streams. Massively appreciated. That's the end of the video, so if you do want to support the channel, please like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Are you picking any of these up? Do you have any interest at all? Does the Dark Trooper look different here than it did in the original images? That's pretty much the end of the video. You can also follow me on Instagram and on Twitter. That's it. That's the end of the video. See you in the next one. Good luck.